Your company may be on the same health plan, but they are not living inside the same experience. In a 75 employee Georgia, Florida business, leadership may be looking at the payment. The office team may be thinking about copays, prescriptions, family coverage. And the field crew, they're looking at one very practical question. How much is coming out of my paycheck, right? Same plan, different pressure. And that gap is exactly what we need to slow down and look at before renewal season. Because on paper, this looks simple. One plan, one company, one renewal, one decision. But inside the business, it may not feel simple at all. When the renewal comes in, most of the attention goes straight to the number, right? What did it go up to? What does the company pay? Can we find anything cheaper? And those questions matter, but they're not the whole decision. Because a health plan does not live on a spreadsheet. It lives in a payroll. It lives in family budgets. It lives in whether the employees can actually use the plan when something happens. For the owner or the leadership, the plan may be about payments, network access, risk, keeping the company competitive, and not making a bad call for the people who work there, right? They're looking at the big picture. For the office team, they're looking at family costs, copays, prescriptions, specialist visits. What happens when a child gets sick or a spouse needs care or a routine appointment turns into 3 bills they didn't expect, right? Same plan, different pressure. And for the field crew, they're asking how much is coming out of my paycheck, and if something happens, can I actually afford to use it? Because there is a difference between having a health insurance card and feeling protected. Just like there's a difference between offering a plan and offering a plan people can realistically use. Most owner-led businesses around here are trying to do the right thing with imperfect options, especially in this region. Budgets are real, networks are real, employee expectations are real, and there's not usually a perfect answer just sitting on the shelf. But that's exactly why the decision needs to be clearer. The better question is not, what does this cost? The better question is, who is this plan really working for? What are your options here then? It could be keep the current plan, quote alternatives, adjust contributions, add a second option, or you may decide better communication with the employees about the realities of the situation is the missing piece. Or you may look at the whole thing and say, for this year, the current option is still the most realistic choice. That can be a good decision, but it should be a decision, not a reaction to a renewal, because the same plan does not feel the same to everyone. If you don't understand that before renewal season, you may protect the company budget, but increase employee frustration or lose employees. You may lower the payment, but create a plan people hesitate to use. And that's why the conversation has to go deeper than, can we get a cheaper quote? Sometimes you need the cheaper quote, yes. But before you chase it, you need to know what problem you're actually trying to solve. If you run an owner-led business in South Georgia or North Florida, and one plan option is trying to serve a very mixed workforce, then this is one of the conversations worth having before you renew. Not because there's always a perfect answer, but because a better decision starts with a clearer view of the trade-offs. The current plan may still be the right move, but you should know why, not just what it costs.